Welcome everyone to That Washington Sound new season. We're basically making an entirely new town from scratch. It's going to take place in 1986, so nearing the midway point, a little bit after the midway point of the 80s, a few years before the events of Red Oaks and Perch Pike. So we got a little bit of leeway of what we can do. So, that being said, let's go ahead and start. So since we are creating individual things, we are creating a brand new town. It is just to the north of the Phoenix area, well, pretty north of the Phoenix area in Arizona. So you got a little bit of variety in just what kind of geography you want to work with. But I guess the first question I have to ask is, what is the name of the town?
Any ideas? I got nothing.
It's up to you guys. I can't really, I don't have a lot of input here.
I was thinking of something like animal related.
Ooh.
Well, if it's like northern-ish Arizona.
Like, are we more towards like the woods or still lots of desert?
It's like rocky hills and mountainous area, a little bit of overbrush, some woods if you'd like.
Think like Jerome.
Jerome area, that kind of deal.
Okay. Oh, good place.
Something animal related.
I keep thinking like paradise something,
Paradise.
mountain something. I don't know. I'm like,
This is why I never recorded these sessions.
probably a good idea.
We're all put on the spot now.
Yeah.
We can't move anywhere without a town name, so.
Yeah, what about...
Coyote Canyon,
Ooh.
Gila Valley. I don't know.
Gila Valley is a real thing.
I know.
It's a real thing.
Probably real.
I like Coyote Canyon.
Coyote Canyon's good. What do we think?
But it's not really a canyon. If
It's not a canyon.
in the middle of like mountainous regions and stuff.
Maybe it's known for its canyon. I don't know.
Or coyotes.
Yeah.
That could also be our school mascot when we get there.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Coyote Canyon High School? That sounds like a high
Yes,
school.
that sounds fantastic. We're jumping
The
in.
joke is just that we don't live in the canyon.
There
Oh,
you
there
go.
you go.
I like it. I think that's great. It gives our place character.
Like it could be Coyote Cliff if like we live kind of in the mountain area of it.
That works too.
Paradise Valley is not... I wouldn't call it a paradise.
Hayden, what do you think?
I think I'm leaning more toward the cliff than the canyon.
Okay.
Like maybe the town itself exists within like the greater region of Coyote Canyon, but like it's the town itself, maybe like Coyote Cliffs or something does sound.
So like the county is like Coyote Canyon County.
And then we live on the cliffs of it. That's
Well, it's kind of like how like Jerome is in
yeah.
like the Verde Valley, you know?
How about Coyote Bluffs?
That's not bad.
Bluffs. Because it
Coyote Crossing.
also has bluffs in it. So we kind of bluff the name.
Okay.
Coyote
I
Springs.
swear there's a canyon somewhere.
Coyote Springs, Coyote Canyon,
Coyote Ranch.
Are we still debating on the name?
Yeah,
little
so
bit.
I'm gonna.
Coyote is there, I think. It's just like if it's on a cliff, if it's on the bluffs, what is it?
I just think
I think-
canyon sounds the best.
Yeah.
I don't care if there's a
I would
canyon
say,
there.
honestly, I would say either canyon or cliffs sounded kind of better.
So Coyote Canyon, is that what we're going with?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, all right, Coyote Canyon it is.
Named for the canyon you have.
All right, so we got Coyote Canyon. Which can someone spell coyote for me?
O-Y-O-O-T. It's C-O-Y-O-E-E.
Got it. Okay, so the next question is, what is the major industry of Coyote Canyon?
I think for the region is best known for like copper mining.
I like it.
We've got 1 for copper mining, well 2 for copper mining.
I do.
Still a copper miner? Like there's still a working copper mine here?
Yes.
Yeah, in 86, yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
Copper mine. All right. What is your town famous for?
Copper. I have no idea.
Something unrelated to the industry.
Okay.
Like a tourist attraction or
What is it called when they stuff like stuffed dead animals? Taxidermy?
taxidermy.
We taxidermy roadkill.
Oh no!
Yay!
Specifically coyote.
Taxidermied coyotes. Okay. Anyone else have an idea?
I don't think anything can beat that.
Unexaggeratedly, that's my fear.
Really? Taxidermy is your fear?
That's what I put.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Let's see. We're kind of in the mountains. Should we still have some like wild horses or something that are up there? Like they moved there from the other developing areas.
Yes.
So are we doing wild horses or taxidermy?
Oh, I thought you said you wanted another one. Taxidermy's fine. It's much more fun.
Okay. I think that's basically it. What's up?
Is it I was just thinking like there was like a whole museum, like you know how they have had those like body exhibits.
Yes.
It's tons of taxidermy coyotes, like
Just-
all weird positions.
Just coyotes?
I feel like
How about like also other creatures that like mountain lions and like squirrels?
I feel like it should kind of be. We have the Museum of Taxidermy, but there's also like a saloon, like attached to it.
Okay, so taxidermy / saloon?
Yeah.
So the town is famous for taxidermy, but you have a taxidermy museum with a saloon attachment. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Class here.
It's basically like a saloon that just accumulated a bunch of taxidermy, and then it became a museum.
I love it.
Oh, I'm just like picturing this long hallway of just a bunch of kids on the wall.
Exactly.
And you know we'll be going as a group.
There's like a second floor like loft space, and that's like their private party room.
Are there just locals in there, like drinking heavily at all hours of the day? Like if it's a saloon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in particular that's in there that
That's like the town drunk is there.
town drunk?
Really Pete.
Coyote people. All right. So, next question. What is your town infamous for?
Off-season hunting.
Off-season hunting?
I feel like that would fit pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So we got one for off-season hunting.
I'm down for off-season hunting, but like what are people here to hunt specifically? Is it the coyotes? Is it to like taxidermy them? Is it
It's quail.
quail?
Off-season quail hunting.
Or it's like everyone from the town gets together off season to go and just kill a bunch of gophers that are just annoying them.
Quail/gopher hunting.
Whichever they find first.
Okay, and it's such a problem that they're infamous for it.
Like all of the gun nuts, like it's not enough that they just bring like shotguns with like birdshot to kill these quail. They all bring out like as much heavy artillery as they can. And it's like a contest to see like who can destroy nature the most.
Oh my gosh.
They're all in 4x4s. They're all
Wow.
That's dark.
That's awful.
Hunting contest.
Is
Love
it like in a specific place or all over our beautiful little town?
you for
Like
20
Go ahead.
for like 24 hours you can't sleep just because of the amount of like gunfire surrounding the entire town.
And it's like if it's a specific location, they call it like there's a really lovely valley or part of the canyon that's normally called like Nature Canyon or something like that, but during this season it's like Murder Canyon.
Oh my gosh.
It'd be
Maybe it's a
it should
creek.
be a meadow.
It's
Yeah. No, and
Meadow
then
of Doom.
the water runs. Call it like Copper Creek or something, and then usually it's copper, whatever. That's the local commodity, but it's because, or no, call it Iron Creek because the creek runs red
Oh,
after this day.
man.
I love
Oh
it.
my gosh.
We have a really dark town, guys.
I don't belong here.
Everyone here is very bored. Very bored.
Yeah, I can tell. So, this town is slightly larger than that of Red Oaks or Perch Pike. And so, like, population of Red Oaks is like 5,500. Perch Pike was a little bit smaller than that. I'm thinking more like 6,500, 7,500 people live in this town. Is the economy floundering, stagnant, or is it, like, prospering?
I feel like it would just be stagnant. I feel like it's not really going anywhere.
I think there has to be a reason for for everybody to be living there though. So like something has to be going well to keep us there.
Well, it's not to say that it wasn't going well and then it just kind of stayed where it's at comfortably.
So, like, a comfortable stagnation?
Sure. I don't know. What do you guys think?
What about like I don't know, people doing all this hunting and stuff, they're starting to see decline in just animal population kind of thing. It's like the first warning signs of stuff.
Oh no. Let's see. So is that where you want to be? Like it's stagnant and like
Declining?
There's already signs of beginning decline.
Guys, what do we have against this town? I mean, that does sound accurate, though.
So we're gonna go ahead and do stagnant and declining. All right. Hey, Gabby, can you check the stream? Make sure my camera's still on there.
It is not.
Right click and say reconnect for
On
the stream. Just on any of the squares. Any of the camera squares?
Reconnect. They got all of us, but it didn't get you.
Weird. Maybe I'm underneath that Washington Sound. Go to the left.
Yeah. Hold on.
No. Yeah, underneath
you're
that.
under me. You're under me.
Yeah, that could happen. My camera can be underneath you guys, so
Oh,
There we go.
there you
there
are.
I am. Okay. Hey.
Ta-da!
Cool. All right. So that was the town building questions. So we've got. Well, that was the first part of this town building question. So we got Coyote Canyon, known for its copper mines. It's famous for the level of taxidermy, specifically the amount of coyotes that they taxidermy, to the degree that they have a museum/saloon in the town where the town drunk Coyote Pete usually hangs out. They're infamous for the off-season quail hunting/gopher hunting, whatever they find first, where they go through a gore hunting contest at Iron Creek, where the river runs red with blood. And because of this, the economy is both stagnant and beginning to decline. Pretty good. Not bad. So, next up we got notable organizations. We need 2 of them. So, 2 notable organizations in this town. Just local organizations. For example, Red Oaks had Pet, and they had the Red Oaks Lodge. Perch Pike had the Oyster Bureau, and another one that I can't think of right now.
We said that people come to like do all the hunting, right?
Yes.
What about like a hotel? Or are you talking when you say organization, you mean like a store?
Like it's I'm trying to think of like other examples, like a local organization that does something like a activist group, because Pat was an activist group. The Red Oaks Lodge was a place where people got together to just kind of like hang out and do stuff, kind of like a YMCA but locally made. Homeowners Association was taken by Perch Pike.
Local organization. We've already done a historical society.
Yeah.
About a very small animal protection group.
A small animal protection group, like an animal rights activist group.
Yeah. Like no one in the town takes them seriously.
What would it be called?
Coyote Pack.
So it's like, is pack like a dual name? It's both a pack of people and a pack like a funding group, a political funding group.
Sure.
I don't think the political funding groups, like named as PACs, political action committees, were a thing in the 80s.
This is the first one. So we've got Coyote Pack, a small group of local activists trying to stop the rampant murder of small animals. And we need another notable organization. Is there a company that takes care of all the mining? Is there a local grocery store you guys really want?
I kind of like the idea of the mining organization that you just said.
Any particular name?
I don't know. We're mining copper, right?
we are.
Mining copper. Yes, we are. It doesn't have to have the name copper in the
True.
company
Doesn't.
name.
Any pinchers?
Penny pinchers. That's an actual. That's an actual thing, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it was either like a coupon book for or like a magazine that's coupons.
Coyote Canyon Mining Works.
We're getting a lot of coyote references. Do we want that many?
Say the name again, Gabby.
Canyon Mining Works.
Maybe it's the name of two people that put the company together.
Hmm.
Well, the last name of a person.
Let's see.
Anderson's Mining Company.
And
First name that came to mind.
I still like Mining Works.
Okay,
As part of the
Anderson.
company name, but it could be whatever other name on top of that.
Well, I do like Mining Works, so
are we good?
Mining Works.
Are we good with Anderson's Mining Works?
I'm okay with that.
All right. Anderson Mining Works. Okay. It's a local mining corporation. All right. Notable landmarks. Geographical locations near or like in your town that you guys like to address.
well, I figured
Like sightsee kind of stuff.
Yeah, sightseeing, tourist trap locations.
what about
I mean-
what about a mine that there's no more copper flowing in that particular mine? It was like a long time ago. It was like produced a lot of
It was,
copper,
like,
and then
the
all of a sudden it
first
just
one.
stopped.
The first mine,
Yeah.
the one like closest into the town.
So the
Yeah.
first mine, is it anything particular about it that makes it stand out? Other than the fact that it's the first one from the town?
Teens go there. Make out.
Teens go there to make out?
Like makeout point.
It's a copper mine. It's an abandoned copper mine.
Girl gets scared, so
All right, lover's
Your
mine it
arts.
is.
What color does copper stain again? It's like a green or like a
It's
blue
like
that
a-
oxidizes.
Yeah.
Green patina, yeah. Like
Maybe-
Statue of Liberty.
Maybe it's super cool as a teen to like show up to school the next day and like you wear white shoes when you go to the copper mine. So when you come back, you get the patina on your shoes and everybody knows you were making out the day before.
Especially if you can like get your fresh new like Nikes stained or something, because it shows that you were really doing something naughty.
Yeah, you definitely ran the green mile.
buy shoes just for the mine. Oh my gosh.
Like, I'm sure like the first kid to show up with his Air Jordans just stained with green was like the coolest kid.
All right. Lover's mine it is. Green stained shoes. All right. Another
During the day,
little.
is it like a tourist attraction still, or is it just
Sure.
abandoned?
I would say so. Like,
Yeah.
there's still leftover material like that was left behind and staged as props for this.
So let's say Lover's Mine is the colloquial name. What's the actual name?
First mine.
First Mine.
Yep.
Wow.
So creative.
Your town is just booming with
it's
imagination.
it's like a town that has their bank named like First National Bank. It's like it's the first mine.
Okay, no, that's
Fair
fine.
enough.
All right, another notable location.
I think there should be some kind of because like it's the 80s, right? Entertainment is kind of a big deal right now. There should be some kind of area that like small organization that's trying to bring up-to-date entertainment into the town, and that can be like a notable place. I don't know. I just think we should have something.
Up-to-date entertainment in the town, so like a
8-track tapes, or what would be?
a movie theater, a mall, like.
Can we have a drive-in? Would a drive-in work?
We would
that's
have
not
a drive-in.
I
would
like
have
that.
one.
Yeah.
We would have one.
A drive-in for a game called Kids on Bikes. I love it. So, drive-in. What's the name of the drive-in? Who runs it?
It's called like Starlight Drive-In, but like LITE, Starlight.
Let me double check and make sure Stranger Things didn't use that.
See.
Oh, it's Starcourt. Yeah, we're fine. Starlight.
Mall, right?
Yeah. Starlight Drive-In. How new is this drive-in?
Not.
It was built in the 50s.
Oof, okay. Is it still in disrepair?
Damn, drive-ins back then?
Yeah, it's when they like hit their popularity. It's the late 50s.
Oh, wow.
So, is it in disrepair? Like, people still go to watch movies there, but like it's a little bit run down, or is it like recently renovated, or do the people take care of it?
I think we take care of it. Like that is one of our entertainment spots. So like it's lovingly worn, but we try to keep it clean.
All right, so it is well taken care of.
What about?
Can there be like a pack of like squatters or like people who live in their vans that live
Like
there
a-
during the day? And then at night, they all have to be like shooed off the premises in order for them to like show film. So there's just this like exodus of hippies that live in the drive-in, then at night go and like live further out in the desert.
I like it. So there's like a small migration every morning and every evening.
Yeah, maybe for some reason the I don't know, maybe the owner of the drive-in is fond of people who live in their vans and like encourages them to come there during the day. And
So
all of these hippies are nocturnal.
Maybe he hires them during the day to clean up after each evening or something, and they get to stay there, and then he shoos them away in the morning.
And they get stale popcorn during the day, whatever's left.
Okay, I like it. Anyone have anything else you want to add?
That sounds great.
We would call them something. What will we call them?
I typed herd of hippie cleaners.
I don't know.
Yeah, what would be the local term for the hippies that clean the?
Popcorn vultures?
Oh, I like that.
Ooh.
What did you say, Paul?
Popcorn vultures?
Popcorn vultures. All right, popcorn vultures at the Starlight Drive-In. Very nice. So, click. So we've got our notable organizations as the Coyote Pack, a political activist group that tries to take care of the animals, not very popular in town. The Anderson Mining Works, the giant corporation that kind of holds all of the mining rights of the town. We've got our notable locations as First Mine, colloquially known as Lover's Mine, where teens go to get green stained shoes. Everyone knows what that means. And then the Starlight Drive-In, a taken care of drive-in where hippies, known as popcorn vultures, clean every day.
See, we're getting more creative as we warm up.
So, next up we've got school sports team.
I figured it would be something like our mascot would be like Coyote something, right?
Should it not have anything to do with coyotes at all?
Or that could be
We should
Hunk of copper.
the quails.
I think it should be peccaries.
Peccaries?
Peccaries?
What's a peccary?
I just thought, like,
It's like a
what Paul said. I just thought of what Paul said, just a sheet of copper.
I like quails.
Thank you.
A sheet of copper, quails.
It's a
Copper quails.
Done. Copper quails.
Copper quails. All right. Sports team are the Copper Quails. What's the sport?
What would
Ice
you
hockey?
play?
Ice hocky?
No, definitely not.
Can we do lacrosse?
It's high end for where we live.
Copper Quails, the national lacrosse team from Coyote Canyon.
They should have baseball.
There, yeah. I kind of like
Maybe the lacrosse team plays against like reservation teams that aren't too far off.
Maybe it's both. Maybe they play lacrosse and baseball.
I like that.
It's like the town only has the one school, so every game is an away game. Because no one's gonna go to Coyote Canyon. So they like just double up on what they play.
Perfect.
Is it the same players on both teams?
Yeah.
My gosh.
So like they go away for a baseball game, and as they're coming back, they stop off to play lacrosse.
Excellent.
Maybe all the lacrosse is local because can't find anyone else who plays it.
That's the crazy thing. Lacrosse is the big thing.
Really?
No, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up.
That'd be fun.
All right, so lacrosse/baseball, and what's the name of the school?
I still really like the sound of Coyote Canyon.
In the comments, someone wrote Copperheads.
Yes.
Okay.
In the comments, we've already got like hashtag Team Penny.
So,
Yep, there's another one.
yep. So, school names. I got another Copperheads.
I like it.
I see the chat
That's
seeing a bunch of rules. Oh, Twitch.
Yeah,
Oh,
on,
okay.
on the Twitch chat.
Oh,
Those
okay,
are-
okay.
Yeah, not
Those
on
are-
Roll20.
Those are our new friends on Twitch.
All right.
They're mostly my players from D&D.
That's good. We need the support from people who've done this before.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching.
You guys have my admiration for all the insane stuff you've gone through.
Yeah.
You tells me
hashtag
many
the
stories.
strangers. Shout out to the strangers.
Oh yeah.
So what is our sports names again?
So right now we've got the Copper Quails for lacrosse and baseball. We still need a school name. Chat is saying Copperheads.
They're saying that for the school name
I think they meant
or
that
for the sport? I think they meant that for the
The
sport
mascot.
or the mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like the name of the fans of the sport, the Copperheads.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
We could just call the school Canyon High, or we can make it
Canyon High.
What about like
Good.
what about like naming it after the person that named the town? So like Coyote isn't named after like the animal; it's named after a person whose last name was Coyote.
He's like Wild Bill Coyote.
Coyote Pete.
Oh.
Oh, if
Named
he's
after him.
He's
Oh.
drunk.
If he's the one that founded the town, that's sad.
Well, I don't think he founded the town. I
It's
think he's a
rumor.
descendant.
A
he's
descendant.
a
Okay.
descendant.
So
They've never left.
oof. So the name of the school, what's a good name for the descendant, like the original Mr. Coyote?
So it's Coyote Pete is the drunk, right?
Yeah.
That's probably not even his real name, though. That's what we call him.
Yeah. Maybe
Jebediah Coyote.
yeah, something like that.
Perfect.
Jebediah Coyote High School. Are we good with that?
Gosh, yeah. Sure.
All right. So the sports team is the Copper Quails lacrosse / baseball team, and you guys go to Jebediah Coyote High School. And I totally butchered Jebediah. All right.
We call it Jeb High School for short.
Mm-hmm.
You call it what? Sorry.
Instead of saying the whole name, do we just call it like Jeb High School for short?
Or just
Yeah.
Jeb High.
Probably.
Yeah, Jeb High.
Okay. So now comes,
JCHS.
now comes the fun part. I need a rumor from each of you about the town.
Who do you want to start with?
I got
There's
one.
Whoever's got one can go ahead and go.
go.
Rumor that all the taxidermied animals come to life at night.
Nice.
Is there any like trigger to it, or is it just every night the taxidermy?
Only on a full moon.
Ooh,
every
I
night.
like that.
Yeah.
I like the full
Full
moon.
moon. On a full moon, the coyotes howl.
Can you guys hear me typing?
Yep.
Yes. That's okay.
Okay. On a full moon, all of the taxidermied coyotes howl and come to life for the night. All right. So that's rumor number one. Thank you, Paul. Who would like to take rumor number two?
I have to talk for something, but I don't know which way I want to go. Either in the old mine, because you can still like walk in a ways of that, like of the mine. There's still the tracks and stuff. Either there's hidden dead bodies in there, or it's rumored that someone is living down there somehow.
Okay, so
What do you guys like?
I like the second one.
I like someone living in there.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Wheezing Ed from Hey Arnold.
the what?
Wheezing Ed.
Oh yeah.
And it's a rumor about the town, right?
Yes, it's about the town.
Okay.
Like it's what locals kind of like whisper to each other about the town. So far we've got on a full moon, all taxidermied coyotes howl and come to life for the night, and someone is living in the abandoned mine.
the hippies, when they make their mass exodus for the night away from the drive-in theater, they're doing something nefarious out there. Because, they're completely nocturnal, sleeping during the day after they get their fill of popcorn and then passing out of the drive-in theater. So at night, they spend the entire thing. You could just see, like, the glow of a bonfire out in the distance from the town. And, like, the rhythmic thumping of them doing some sort of a dance. But we're not exactly sure what they're doing out there. But it's something nefarious.
So, like, when people, like, try and find out what the hippies are doing, they, like, pack up and move slightly further away. Like, they never give anyone the chance to, like, figure out what's actually going on with them.
Or, people will occasionally go out there to, I'm going to go find out what these hippies are doing. And that person, like, a few days later, sells all of their belongings, buys a van, and starts making the same exodus that the hippies do.
I love it.
And then when you ask them what it's all about, they're like, you just got to come out, man. You just got to come out. You got to see it for yourself.
Okay.
Could the school that we go to be rumored to have been like a what is the word I'm looking for? Like a mental house for people before it was changed into a school? Like from when the town was like actually.
What a twist!
Give me just 1 second while I finish typing up the first one.
And so like the school students talk about like if you're there too late for some reason, like you hear whispers. I don't know.
There's like a section of the school that's just been boarded up. No one uses it anymore.
Yes, I like that.
Or is there like an in-school suspension room that's still like a padded room or something?
Oh, perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Is copper poisoning a thing?
I think you can get copper poison.
Is that something you can go crazy from?
I don't know, I'm thinking lead poisoning, but...
So, I've got when hippies go out for the night, there's a bonfire in the distance, and when people go to try and figure out what's going on, the next day they sell all their stuff and buy a van and join the hippies. So, and then, Jaden.
Yes.
You said that the high school used to be a mental facility. It's rumored that the high school was a mental facility at one point. Mm-hmm. And there are things in the school itself that kind of corroborate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So copper poisoning will be, the symptoms are like headaches, fever, passing out, throwing up, the standard poisoning stuff. But then it also gives you brown ring-shaped markings in your eyes, and you start feeling anxious or irritable. You have trouble paying attention, you feel overwhelmed, unusually sad or depressed, sudden changes in mood.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Wow.
I mean, not awesome, but for the game, that's awesome.
Like long term, you can have like liver damage, brain damage, kidney failure.
Can Copper Pete have those copper rings around his eyes?
Yeah.
Did you say Copper Pete?
Oh, what was his name? Coyote Pete? He has the copper rings
I
around.
kind of like Copper Pete.
Copper Pete.
We can do that.
All right, I've got 4. I need a 5th one.
Okay, my turn. So I was thinking that there's like a rumor that in First Mine, there is still a way to get to like a mother lode of copper.
Oh, I like that.
And the thing that sort of corroborates it is that recently the town had to like pay for better like water filtration because they've been finding more copper in the water.
Ah, I like that.
Cool.
So people think that the town is trying to hide like this massive like vein of copper that would bring the town a ton of money, but for some reason they're not exploiting it.
So I'm guessing they use groundwater in this place? They don't have like tanks or anything? Alrighty then. Okay, so we've got, on a full moon, all of the taxidermied and coyotes howl and come to life for the night. Someone is possibly living in the copper mine tourist trap. When the hippies go out for the night, there is a bonfire in the distance, and when people go to try and figure out what's going on, the next day they sell all their stuff and buy a van and move in with all the hippies. The high school is rumored to have been a mental facility where there's now like kind of a few things that corroborate that. And in the first mine, there is a way to get to a motherlode of copper. And the rumor kind of started after they kept finding more and more copper in their drinking water supply. So these are the 5 rumors that the town has right now. Let's see. So far, I think we're doing pretty good. Okay, guys, I think that wraps it up for town creation. We've got Coyote Canyon. We've got Coyote Canyon down.
Sweet.
So now, that's loud. So next up, we have our questions. So this next section of world building is kind of like all the questions that we have about each other and each other's characters. So we're going to go person by person, and they're going to answer a couple questions about one of the players. Right now, we have pretty much all of the names on the little cameras. Hayden, if you want to change your camera name to your character name.
How do I go about that?
The little gear, top right-hand corner, display name.
I can't remember, should we be briefing who we are before we dive into this?
Yeah,
our character?
Yeah, I kind of want each of you to introduce your character and like what they're about and who they are. So everyone kind of has an idea of who they're playing with, and then we'll go into questions about each character. So, starting with, let's go ahead and start with Frankie.
Frankie? Where do you start with Frankie? 16 years old. Slovenly. Dressed in a jean overalls, covered in oil, like oily hair, oily like skin, constantly oily, and it's just because at the end of every day they cannot get the oil off of, or like grease off of themselves from working at their father's car shop after school, like auto body shop after school. Maybe it's like the one auto shop in town, and so any like tourists or anybody who's unlucky enough to like break down nearby ends up there. So there's just like constant work. Up late working there after school, and after that, any local kids that come by that want to have their car work, or excuse me, their bike worked on. Maybe they want to get their bike tricked out, or they want to get, white wall tires or whatever it is. Frankie can help them out. Although Frankie is also rather blunt. Doesn't people very well, and not exceptionally clever, but, just working all day long with their hands. Frankie has gotten quite brawny. What else?
I think that's pretty good. Did you like show like what you're dressed as, anything like that?
Yeah, overalls. It seems to always be the same pair of overalls every day at school. Sometimes, they might be kind of like undone and it's like a t-shirt underneath it and they're kind of like tied off or whatever, like around the waist. And it's just like varying amounts of grease every day. So, whether the outfit has been like washed or not, but not very well kept of a person in general. Probably kind of smells as well.
Okay. Thank you very much, Frankie. Next up, let's go ahead and go with Kimberly.
All right. Okay. Do we tell our trope or do we just kind of explain our character like Frankie did?
You can, however you want to play it.
Okay. Well, I'm well known at school. I'm a decent student. I'm a nice person. I'm easygoing. If you're my friend, I'm loyal. I tend to be really lucky. I have a good family for the most part. I tried my best to dress trendy all the time, kind of stay up with the cool kids. But even if you're not like popular and in my group, I'm still gonna be nice to you, unless you're a jerk.
All right. How old are you?
I am 15.
Okay. And what are you wearing?
Okay, so usually I'm wearing like a teal, it's a long sleeve baggy, but it's like rolled up. I have a matching bandana in my hair as a headband, waist high jeans, and a jacket tied around my waist.
Okay. Thank you very much. Next up, we've got Orion.
So Orion is he's him and his mom and dad are part of the Gourd Vultures. They are hippies. So he's all into it. He's embraced his heritage. He's vegetarian. He's very environmentally conscious and knows a lot about natural resources and stuff like that. He's a pretty chill, lax dude, and also tries to fight for the rights of the animals.
Okay. What are you wearing?
Is it tie-dye tank top, shorts, sandals, long hair?
Okay. What color hair?
Brown.
Brown hair. And how old are you?
15.
15. Cool. All right. Penny.
All right. Well, you guys know Penny. She's tall, she's skinny, she's pretty. She's definitely got like the perm going. She's fun at school and like people notice her, but outside of that, you guys don't know so much what she's up to, but you've heard what she's up to. Her outfits change day to day. Sometimes she's wearing like jeans and the denim jacket, and sometimes she's wearing like t-shirt dresses with the sleeve off the shoulder and the belts. It just depends on the day and how she's feeling.
Okay. And how old are you?
I am 17.
17. All right. And last but not least, Clay.
Well, howdy, friends. My name's Clay, and I'm just a young buck, really. I watch over my family farm. I take care of the cattle that we have. I really want to take over the family business when it's my turn. I'm about 15 years old. I don't know what my other questions are.
How you said you were 15 years old. What are you wearing?
Well, your standard cowboy type stuff. Jeans, a button-down shirt, a hat, that sort of thing.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So I think that was everyone. Next, we're moving on to the relationship questions. I will be rolling for the questions that you guys will have to answer about each other.
I'm gonna go to the restroom really quick.
All right. Actually, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll take a 6-minute break, something like that. So basically, hang tight, and everyone on Twitch, and we will be right back. Should be transitioning out.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. We are coming back.
Now we're back.
Say in the chat if you can hear us. It would be incredibly helpful, because I'm pretty sure you can see us. Hey. Thank you, guys. So, now that everyone's been kind of introduced with each other's characters, we're going to go ahead and do relationship questions. These will kind of make you understand how you are to that person, who you are to that person. The nice thing about this is that you can completely derail someone else's character by your choices, or you can like bolster and strengthen their choices. It really depends on you. Once this phase is over, we will give each of you a last name, and the creation will be set, and we'll start the beginning of the campaign, just to give a taste of what is going to happen. So, who would like to start? Because I can roll for that too.
For the last game, so let's roll.
Let's roll. I'm pulling up the questions now, so I have them. All right, so there are 5 of you, and I'm going off of what my camera arrangement is. It's not the same one as in, actually I'll go by the Twitch arrangement, why not? So starting on my, is it right on Twitch? Yeah, it's on my right with 1. It'll be Frankie, Clay, Kimberly, Orion, and Penny. So, Penny, you're 5. Frankie, you're 1. Rolling D5. 5. Penny.
Okay. Awesome.
You get to start. Just so you guys know, those of you who are watching, this is a long process, but it's fun. So please stick with us. Penny. Just like we've been doing with all the other characters, on your character sheet, you have room for like point of view of someone else. Make sure that when I ask the question, you type out the question and the answer that you have for it. So,
on our character sheet in Roll20 or in Google Docs?
In Google Docs.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm going to be using those Google Docs. It's basically streamlining it so I don't have to like retype it after you guys write it down.
Okay.
So, all right. So let's go ahead and start off with Penny's thoughts on Frankie.
Okay.
So, let's see. Penny, do you have a positive or negative relationship with Frankie?
I'm gonna say it negative because I don't really know Frankie that well, but the appearance kind of throws me off, so I'm scared to like, not scared, but I'm indifferent about like approaching that subject.
Okay, so a negative question, 2 negative questions. First question is a 4. What are you sure this character is hiding from you? And I can just go ahead and put it into the sheet for you. Oops. What are you sure this character is hiding from you?
So Frankie works at the family mechanic shop,
Yes.
and we don't really know very much about Frankie other than like they come to school and they work, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm I'm sure that Frankie is covering up for something her family did while they've been here.
Okay, so do you have any like thoughts on what that could be? Not necessarily like a rumor, but like just wild imagination of what that thing that he's hiding. What's the cover up?
I think because so many people end up at their shop from out of town and just in the area that they are collecting information on the people that pass through.
So they're like spies.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then question number 2. 14. What would this character have to do to get you to forgive them?
That's a hard question to answer considering I don't really interact with Frankie.
Right.
Okay. Frankie would have to own up to the fact that they started a rumor about my whereabouts last month. And I got in trouble for where I was at. And I think it's their fault.
Okay. So you got in trouble for your whereabouts last month.
Yes.
Where were you actually? Or is that a secret you want to keep from the table?
That's a secret for now.
Okay.
I do have sort of an idea, but not ready to.
All right, just make sure you write it down on your character sheet.
Emil, all this information only needs to be written down by Penny.
By
and Frankie,
Penny and Frankie,
correct?
yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, you guys don't need to worry about this stuff right now.
Cool.
And while Janelle is typing right now, those are 2 negatives about Frankie. Thank you, Frankie, for bearing with that. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
Anything that I want to add to her response?
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of curious on where she mentioned our family is covering up for something that they've done while they've been here. Where were they like previous, or is this shop like a recent? Did she have somewhere that she wanted to go with that?
Not really. It was more just like as you have collected clientele, like you figured out how to help people who are driving through, and maybe the part about fixing bikes is newer. So like you've gotten younger people going now, and so like that can be all that means. It was just the way I worded it.
Okay. Alrighty then. Do you need more time to write, or are you okay?
1 more second.
Sure thing. Would it be faster or slower to reverse the question and have Frankie answer questions now? Or just keep it at the same cadence that we've been doing it before?
I kind of liked the shuffling around.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm ready.
Alrighty then. Next up, we've got Clay. Penny, do you have a positive or negative relationship with Clay?
I'll say it's positive. I mean, he's there for school. He's younger than the rest of us, so he's fine.
Okay. So what was that?
Am I younger than the rest of you?
You said you're 15?
Yeah.
Penny's 17. Kimberly's 15.
Oh.
Frankie is 15?
16.
16.
How old is Orion? I don't remember.
15.
15. Oh, okay. So you guys are all the same age. So
Except for Frankie, who's 16.
yeah.
All right. So 1 positive, 1 negative. 1. Penny, what do you admire most about Clay? but you could never tell them.
He knows what he knows what he wants to do in life.
He knows what he wants to do in life. And you can just put Q number 1 on there. And I'll add it later. All right, Clay knows what he wants to do in life. And then a negative question. Five. What does this character have that you want to take from them?
Does he have?
What does this character have that you want to take from them?
Family dynamic.
A family dynamic. So do you want to elaborate on what Clay's
Yes.
family dynamic is right now?
So his family, at least with his parents, like they all work towards the same goal, right? They all work on this ranch. And he likes working on the ranch. So like that's pretty good. They're all in agreement about what's important. My
Right.
family is not.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm moving these to where they're supposed to be. There you go. All right, so his family dynamic. Sounds good. Clay, anything you want to add to that? Any questions you have about that? Alrighty then. Next up, we've got any slots on Kimberly. So, Kimberly, you will be writing down in one of the sections.
Mm-hmm.
There's a section, the first part says other player characters, name here, point of view.
Okay.
And then you just answer the questions, like put their name on there and then answer the questions.
Got it.
And I can copy and paste these into other ones later, so it should be okay. But still. So for Kimberly, Penny, do you have a positive or negative relationship with Kimberly?
We're going to go positive.
You're going to go with positive? Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with positive.
All right. One positive, one negative.
For social sake.
Number 17.
Oh, man.
Number 17. Oh, wait, hold up. I think that's a negative. Yep, that's a negative question. 1 second. 17. When did you first realize that you loved this character, either platonically or romantically? When did you first realize you loved this character, either platonically or romantically?
You're 15.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that I loved this character when it was easy for her to be nice to everybody, but still be liked.
Okay. Good answer. was easy to be nice to everyone, but still be liked. I'm guessing this was platonic?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. All right, and then a negative. 15. Sorry, I thought the music cut out. 15. What insanity has this character shown warning signs of? What insanity has Kimberly shown warning signs of?
She likes to go on the hunt.
Oh, she likes to.
She likes to go on the hunt.
She likes to hunt for gophers or quail, whichever. So
Yeah.
you're saying that Kimberly has a secret vault of guns? Is that what you're saying?
She has access to some. Maybe her family owns them, but like she goes and she has fun. Like she does talk about going on the hunt when she comes back to school.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So Kimberly's a gun nut.
Cool. I can shoot a gun. It's cool.
And she loves to kill, which is great.
Nothing wrong with that, right?
Let's see. All right. Well, thank you, Kimberly. Anything you want to add?
So you said that did you say my family owns like guns or a shop? You said I have access. What do you mean?
Access to guns either through your family or maybe you own, like they allow you to have one. I don't know. That's
Either
not
they-
for me to figure out.
Either they have like a closet of shotguns or, I don't know, a shack of shotguns. It's really...
It's up to you.
It's really...
Choose your
Got it.
insanity.
Cool.
Maybe it's not just shotguns. Maybe it's anti-frag
Rifle.
grenades. Maybe it's like just anything that you want. But I do need an answer right now.
Okay. I like the shack idea. The shack of like all sorts of different guns, shotguns,
Okay.
rifles,
A shack of munitions
couple
and
knives. Hunting knives. Maybe a bow and arrow in there somewhere.
Sure.
Make it real interesting.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Kimberly. Next up, we've got Orion. Penny's thoughts on Orion. So Penny, do you have a positive or negative relationship with Orion?
I'm gonna say it's slightly negative with Orion.
So it's one or the other.
It's negative.
Okay. So 2 negative questions about Orion. Did we do this one? We did. Hey. So question number 20, and from the negative spectrum. How did this character betray you the last time you confided in them? Let me change up the music a little bit. How did this character betray you the last time you confided in them?
He came to enlighten me during the lunch break, lunchtime at school, about how to fix my problem.
What's your problem? Because if it was something that public, then
that it wouldn't be a bad idea to drop everything and head out into the desert. It seemed like a pretty cool life. And so, like, he came to tell me how to do that and what I should do to do that.
Was it something that you were secretly contemplating and then he just outed you in front of the entire cafeteria?
Yes.
I love it. Orion?
Hang on. I came to enlighten you in a problem you confided in me.
Yeah, that, like...
What was the problem?
The problem was that it was easy to feel trapped in this town. And that it sounded like a good idea. Like, maybe you guys have it right by, like, going out into the desert and not worrying about it. But I told you that, like, I don't know where we were, but I told you that in secret, and then during, like, the next day at school during the lunch, like, in the cafeteria, you, like, came and told me how to solve that problem, like how to pick up and leave in front of everybody.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Do you know the moment, or are you ready for the next question?
1 second.
Sure. People listening on Twitch, thank you for listening and watching. This is the building blocks to a fun adventure. So, next question. 11. What does this character do that makes you immediately lose your temper? Oops. What does this character do that makes you immediately lose your temper?
I'm gonna say, because of the way these two questions have come together, that, like, we must have been friends when we were younger or something, and he really embraced, like, the hippie lifestyle, and I didn't. So he still is holding on to that friendship and thinks he can just come and talk to me whenever he wants. And that's not always good for me.
Okay.
So, like, anytime he interrupts other things I'm trying to do socially, it makes me really upset.
Okay. Orion, anything to add?
So I just kind of walk in and cramp your style here and there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just leave it at that. I guess a little thing to add is I barely noticed there's a problem between us.
So in Orion's mind, you guys are like good friends.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood. Well, Penny, you have passed the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Next up, that's one of you guys. So I'm gonna roll D4 to see which one it's gonna be. Frankie, you're 1. Clay, you're 2. Kimberly, you're 3. Orion, you're 4. Three. Orion. No, Kimberly.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Kimberly, you get to start your...
Excellent.
I don't have your character sheet up. There we go. All right. And we're going to go ahead and start with Penny, since she's already at the top of your list there. So, Kimberly, do you have a positive or a negative relationship with Penny?
Positive.
Positive, okay. Positive relationship. Let me go ahead and roll. A 6. What plan do you and this character have that most excites you? You have a plan with Penny. What is it? And why is it so exciting?
Penny has agreed to go on one of the hunts with me. She's gonna let me show her how much fun it is and how to like properly hunt and use weapons.
Wow, I wish I was there for that conversation.
What?
I wish I was there for that conversation because Penny, I believe, really thinks that that's a psychotic thing you're doing. But
It's for her.
I like to live on the edge.
She likes to try new things, I guess.
So I guess my question for
I think Penny thinks that she might be able to like help Kimberly out of her.
Out of the crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kimberly, go ahead and write that down.
Okay.
All right. Next up. Is the music playing? Or did it stop? It stopped for me. I can't hear it. So, all right. Next question is a negative question about Penny. $11. Already did that one. 17. So remember that your relationship is mostly positive, but there are negative things to every relationship. So your question is, why do you dislike this character when all other characters seem to love them?
Ask it again.
Why do you dislike this character? Why do you dislike Penny when everyone else seems to love her?
Is it possible to stem from jealousy? Like, I don't like her because she's rebellious and has a little bit more freedom than I do, but it's because I'm jealous of that aspect?
Sure. I don't see why not.
Okay.
And Penny, you can't really answer this one because this is her own inner monologue about you. It's hard to have a point of like change that kind of thing. It wasn't anything like superficial. It was. So go ahead and write that down. Okay. And Penny, you are done. Thank you. Until we get to the next characters, but. Next up, we're going to ask questions about Frankie. So, Kimberly, do you have a positive or negative relationship with Frankie?
We're going to go positive for Frankie.
Positive for Frankie. So, for Frankie, what aspect of this character's personality do you try to use as a model for your own?
Okay, I'm going to clarify. Frankie, are you a girl or a boy?
I don't know, man. Is that important?
Okay, never mind then. I heard one person say her, and then never mind. Okay, what is an aspect of this character's personality? Just a model for my own. They're a hard worker.
Okay. That works. Go ahead and write that down. And then a negative question about Frankie. Boop. 14. Did we do 14? What does this character have to do to get you to forgive them?
Yeah.
Okay. Boop. 8. I love this question.
Oh, no.
Just gonna paste that there. What role did this character play in the worst day of your life?
Frankie, what'd you do?
What'd you do?
I can't wait to find out.
Gosh.
What was the worst day of your life, Kimberly?
Worst day of my life. I feel like since the hunts are kind of seen as negative, no, you said I was proud of being on the hunt strats. Worst day of my life.
Frankie, you were there too. So
Help me out, Frankie. Help me.
Do any input here? You can.
Well, let's get. Maybe if we can get like a little bit of a seat here, I can help ruin the day.
Okay.
So where were you on the worst day of your life?
I was in the forest.
You were in the forest.
I was in the forest.
Were you relatively alone? Because Frankie was obviously there.
I was waiting for someone.
Okay, you were waiting for someone in the forest.
Mm-hmm. And Frankie ratted me out.
Okay. Who were you waiting for?
Clay.
You were waiting for Clay in the forest.
Waiting for Clay in the forest.
And Frankie ratted you out to who?
It kind of came out at school. We thought we were talking more quiet than we were, but certain people overheard.
And Frankie was one of those people that overheard?
No, he's the one who confronted me about it. Somehow he found out that I was waiting for Clay in the forest, and he confronted me about it. Other people were around to hear it.
Okay. So is this the same time that Frankie was talking to Penny about her problems?
Oh, drats.
That wasn't me talking to Penny about problems. That was Orion talking to Penny.
Was that Orion? Okay.
Yeah.
It could be the same day, though.
I only have assumptions about Frankie. This is probably where I got the assumptions about Frankie.
So Frankie, confronted you about wanting to hang out with Clay in the forest?
Yes.
So who wanted to hang out with me? Kimberly?
Yeah.
Or Frankie?
Kimberly wanted to hang out. Frankie confronted Kimberly.
Gotcha.
Why were you going to the forest?
Me?
Yeah. Like, what was this? Was this like the start of a relationship, or was it like, was there a reason? Were you buying like narcotics off of Clay? Like, why were you waiting for Clay in the forest? And why would Frankie outing you be such a big deal?
Clay, help me out with this one.
I outed you, or I confronted you, to not do this?
Apparently both at the same time.
Okay.
Because you were very loud while you were confronting.
Clay, help me out. Why were we meeting in the forest?
At least from my perspective, I was meeting you up to tell you to stop following me.
Oh no!
Wait, so here's another aspect of this. Did you meet in the forest? Or was this an after the fact thing? Or was this before you even got the chance to go and meet someone in the forest?
So remember, I think it's important to remember that the context is that this was the worst day of your life, right, Kimberly?
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Gosh. What have I done?
So you've been told to stop following Clay. You go back to school because was this the day before? I'm gonna say it was the day before, just for sanity.
Yeah.
I want to say it's Sunday night. Like the hunt is on a Sunday, and then Monday morning, everything goes down.
Monday morning, Frankie, you go to confront Kimberly about her obsession with Clay. But you do it a little too loudly. Remember, this is a positive relationship.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I could make this the worst day of her life with it being a positive relationship. I'm having a really tough time.
Well, I think you have to make it the worst day of your life. You just have to be involved in it.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of confronting,
I was upset about what Clay told me, and so I went to you to be consoled.
You as in Frankie.
Yes, you as in Frankie.
Okay.
Maybe, like, instead of Frankie outing you out, like, you went to be consoled and maybe you were just crying too loud and people kind of, like...
That makes more sense, yes.
It drew attention to yourselves.
So it was really Kimberly's fault. Just Frankie was there.
This is my fault. Frankie was just there. They were being a good friend.
And Frankie didn't really, like, console you so much as tell you, like, yeah, of course that happened.
His bluntness.
That works.
All right. Find a way to write that down.
Oh, God.
We fixed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the process, we kind of got a little bit of an insight into your relationship with Clay. And
I'm
I guess
excited to get to that point.
Oh boy.
I'm not. I'm so very
Started
much
it now,
not.
Jaden.
Yeah, I
I
know.
know.
With our last table, like it's all of you guys starting to pick on me or rope me in that got us our inciting incident. So
so there was clearly a hunt that happened. So did this happen at the last hunt, or was this like relatively recently to like the event, or
This was a while ago.
okay, this was a while.
This is a while ago.
All right, and how old are you?
like in the fall?
I was 13. So it was like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, so it was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Oh wow, yeah.
Okay. Understood.
Rookie mistake, 13.
Yeah.
And Clay, you would have been the same age, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this music's more appropriate. Alrighty then. Thank you, Frankie. Anything you would like to add or clarify, or?
I think we're gonna work out this worst day as this continues with everybody.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
All right. Well, then thank you, Frankie. Next up, we have Orion. Kimberly, do you have a positive or negative relationship with Orion?
I haven't had a negative relationship with anyone yet, so I guess we'll go with negative.
All right. How many negatives is that, Orion?
Wait, what?
2,
negatives?
because I
Okay.
have a negative.
Okay. Just
Okay, this is the second negative.
making sure, keeping track.
It's hippies.
All right. So 2 negative questions about Orion. We got a 14. Man, this thing likes 14s. Nope. We didn't have that one. 2. Okay. This is another difficult one, Kimberly. It's Kimberly. What secret are you keeping from Orion that you would be devastated if they found?
What secret am I keeping from him that I'd be devastated if he found out?
Yeah. What secret are you keeping from Orion right now that you'd be like crushed if he figured it out?
I admire him. And that is slightly embarrassing because he's some weird hippie that nobody likes.
What do you admire about Orion? What is it specifically that you admire about Orion?
I like the fact that he's himself and he doesn't seem to care what anybody else thinks. He
Yeah, but
doesn't have to put on...
but you also like that about Penny. What specifically about Orion do you like?
I guess his lifestyle.
Okay. Your secret fangirl of Orion's lifestyle.
Yeah, there we go. That works.
Oh, you guys, that bonfire.
Just hang out by the bonfire, man.
Say like you shot his pet quail or something.
Eat those coyote berries. That's the wrong spot for that, by the way.
What? Oh,
You don't have to delete it. You can just move it.
too late. Where are
Right.
you? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Got it.
can see the Google Docs. So
I guess it's.
all right. So while you are typing that out, I'm going to roll for the next negative
Okay.
question. 7. What do you need to take from this character for their own good? What do you need to take from Orion? What does Orion have that you need to take away, just to better them?
The tie-dye shirts, man.
It's cramping his style.
People might like him a little bit better if he didn't wear the tie-dye.
You see him every day coming in with his tie-dye shirt, not shirts, his tie-dye shirt, and you're thinking, man, if people would love him.
Exactly.
What would he be wearing instead? Probably nothing, but
Oh gosh.
Can't stop these colors.
hey, Orion, the tie-dye shirt. Let's get into this. Is it like, do you have multiple tie-dye shirts?
Yes.
Okay. Are they faded, or do you make ones like regularly?
I would. It's maybe a monthly tradition.
Okay.
One of many.
So every month you would go to the local shirt store, get some Fruit of the Loom, any like
Just some regular tank tops, and I craft some natural kind of paints and just go out and
Because of course
let
there's
my
sleeveless.
emotions fly.
fantastic.
The desert.
I love it. All right. So you take away the tie-dye shirts. That's not how you spell tie-dye, but
It's
that's
not
okay.
just my shirts, it's me.
Got it.
All right. The last one is Clay. Kimberly, do you have a positive or negative relationship with Clay?
It seems to be negative now.
But it used to be positive. So keep that in mind when you answer these questions.
Gosh. Okay.
So you have been writing down your relationship status with each one, right?
Yeah.
Frankie was a positive relationship.
Oh.
Yes.
Orion was a negative relationship, and Clay is a negative relationship.
Okay.
So you're pretty even with positive and negatives.
Cool.
So let's go ahead and roll some negatives here. Thank you. 13.
13.
I don't like that laugh.
No one does. What part of this character's personality scares you? Is it the rugged bravado?
The charm.
Gosh.
Is it the smolder?
Oh, oh my word.
Or is it that he could change you?
Oh
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. What part of this character's personality is?
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Part of this. I got nothing.
You gotta get something.
I know, man.
Also, let me know if the music's too loud or anything like that. I can adjust it.
Don't even hear it right now.
Oh, I hear it.
I hear
That's
it.
okay. All right. So, what part of this character's personality is scary? Let's go back to
you work on
Go
a
ahead.
ranch, right?
Yes.
Okay. You're 15?
Yes.
Clay, what exactly did you say to Kimberly?
Well, I just told Kim, you can't keep following me. You know, I was 13. It was a little awkward to have a girl following you around.
Y'all gotta stop following me.
More or less.
So what part of his personality scares you now that he is 2 years older, 2 years wiser, and 2 years more handsome? Maybe answering the next question will help you.
Let's answer the next question and then go back to this one.
All right, because this is your question.
I know.
Let's let's roll one more time and see what we get. Oh, 14. Nope, already did that one like a million times. Am I just moving forward? Okay. Nope, did that one already. Okay, maybe we didn't do this one. Oh.
No.
Okay. Question number 10. What is this character doing that's putting you both at risk? What is this character doing that's putting you both at risk?
That is not helpful for the last question.
Oh, don't think about the last question. We're on this question now.
Thinking about this question. What is he doing that's putting us both at risk? I don't know, Clay. What you doing?
Not for me to answer.
I know.
Yeah, you've got to get the seed of something, and then he can expand upon it. But the idea has to be yours.
Yeah, I can contribute, but I can't decide it for you.
Shoot.
What is this character doing that's putting you both at risk? You guys are in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So at 13, you were still in like middle school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been 2 years since that fateful day. What's Clay doing now, 2 years later, that's putting both of you at risk?
Are we talking like life-threatening risk, or like we could just get in trouble for something?
It's your call.
Okay.
It's yes to both of those.
Fantastic.
Or either or neither. It's
okay.
whatever.
Okay. I have the shack of all those weapons. Clay sometimes borrows those without consulting me or my family. If my family found out, I'd be dead meat.
Bravo!
Yeah.
Welcome to the game.
Oh gosh.
Fantastic.
It is your first time.
It's my first time, guys.
And because of that, Kimberly, what part of this character's personality?
What?
What part of this character's personality scares you?
Ah. The fact that he can get into that shed without a key.
Ooh.
Craftiness.
His craftiness. Yeah, I like that.
Look at that. You did it.
Oh, hey.
Clay, anything you'd like to add? Expand upon?
No, I love this.
Okay. All right. I think that's everyone for you.
Oh, thank
Kimberly.
God.
So your gauntlet is over. Thank you for contributing.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got either Orion, Clay, or Frankie. I will be rolling a D3 at this point. Frankie 1, Clay 2, Orion 3. One. Frankie,
Let's do it.
we jump to your page. All right. So, since you've got Penny at the top, we're going to go ahead and start with Penny. So, Frankie, do you have a positive or a negative relationship with Penny?
Positive.
Positive relationship. All right.
Nice.
So, 2. What is the greatest kindness? What great kindness did this character do for you that they don't even remember? But here, I'll write it down for you. What great kindness did this character do for you that they don't even remember, but you?
Fashion tips.
Fashion tips.
So it was class some years back. Penny probably doesn't remember this. Class some years back. I used to sit behind her, and I don't remember math or something. Penny is fixing her hair or something in a mirror. Sees me in the mirror behind her. Oil streaked hair, some oil on my face, and she like licks her thumb and starts trying to like get the oil out underneath from one of my eyes, and just kind of like generally, it's still polishing a turd because I was still like kind of filthy, but it was kind of the thought that counts, and
Sure.
And I really appreciated it.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and write that down. All right, and then one negative question. Rolling. Eventually. There we go. 19. Oh gosh, I can read that for a second. There we go. Negative. What do you do to intentionally annoy this character? What do you do to intentionally annoy Penny?
So this kindness has kind of built over the last couple years into a complex.
Okay.
And I'm a bit intimidated by Penny, by how fashionable she is, by, how well she keeps her hair, and now I intentionally spread rumors behind her back occasionally. Not so obviously, maybe about once a month, I'll just spread something, completely untrue, or, maybe just like something with like, a partial bit of truth to it. But the point isn't, to like have a really malicious rumor going. It's just to like have a consistent amount going at any given time.
Okay. Do you have any like tastes of what those kinds of rumors are? Just like one or two?
Just, that she was out at the drive-ins the other night and just her jacket was stained completely blue.
Okay.
That would have been the last month's.
It's stained completely blue or green?
Green, I suppose it's copper, right?
Yeah.
Patina.
Woof. Okay.
Yeah.
But I was at the mine or the drive-in, and that's where. I was at the drive-in supposedly after being to the mine.
Maybe I saw you coming out of the mine in that case. Maybe the rumor is, maybe it probably wasn't even me. I would probably deflect and say somebody else saw you coming out of the mine, etc.
Okay. All right. So
gosh, this is a positive relationship. This derailed quickly.
It's okay.
I was gonna say, it seemed to be flip-flopping.
The question.
A negative question.
It's a negative question. So that is fair. In your eyes, you have a positive relationship with Penny, but Penny has a little bit more.
Maybe in Penny's eyes, no, she thinks it's a negative as well. Huh?
Yeah. So thank you, Penny. Unless you have anything you'd like to add or.
That might have been the rumor recently that got you in trouble.
Just one of those rumors had too much truth in it, and it got verified, and that's why I got in trouble. Which is why our relationship is negative, because I feel like, as it has been stated, information is intentionally collected. Instead of it just being Frankie, I think it's the whole family.
Okay. Sounds good. So, you think that her family's completely full of spies, but his family's actually, possibly totally fine. He just spreads rumors in random intervals, and one of them just kind of hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
So your relationship with her is just, kind of all over the place.
Yeah. It's I thought we were fine, but I guess not, and you still have oily smudges all over you. So,
Frankie's a psycho. Oh my gosh.
Next up, we've got Kimberly. So do you have a positive or negative relationship with Kimberly? Bear in mind that she has a positive relationship with you.
Let's do positive as well then.
All right. Remember, you were part of the worst day of her life.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay. Positive. 19. What item did this character give you that you treasure? What item did this character give you that you treasure?
My overalls.
How did this happen?
We are... we've been friends for... since at least the beginning of middle school at this. There was a Secret Santa amongst, this friend group every year. One year we happened to get matched up. Kimberly gave me a pair of overalls, which I just wear constantly.
Okay. All right. You got your overalls from Kimberly from a Secret Santa.
Yeah, this gift wasn't even necessarily it's not like she gives Christmas gifts every year. It was specifically a Secret Santa gift. But I treasure them.
Sounds good.
What question was? Sorry, what question number was that?
It was 19.
19. Okay. You're about to ask me something. What?
What brand overalls were they?
What's a good brand of overalls?
A good brand of overalls.
Yeah, they hold up.
I don't know really what brands were. What was a popular brand back then in the 80s?
Can we actually put a pin on the brand? Because I have an idea, but I need to kind of discuss it between you guys and DM.
I'm good with that.
Okay, we'll put a pin on branding for now. All right. So since it's a positive relationship, clearly we need to have a negative question. So 6. Frankie, what is this character doing, either knowingly or unknowingly, that hurts you? What is this character doing, either knowingly or unknowingly, that hurts you?
It's not that she falls for a lot of losers. It's one specific loser. And it's like you can only hear so much about how Xen is dreamy and it hurts me to see her hurt herself.
Oh gosh.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, I think that was everything for Kimberly. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie then. Next up, we've got. Sorry, all my screens are all over the place. Orion.
Orion.
Do you have a positive or negative relationship with Orion?
Negative.
Negative. Oh, and it is possible to not know a character. Sorry, I forgot that that is also an option. We can have questions for don't know.
Oops.
Then you only answer one. I totally forgot about that section. I just didn't scroll down far enough.
Let's just keep it negative.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll just roll with it.
Do you have all negative relationships right now, Orion?
No, I've had the last 2 are positive. Positive.
No. Does Orion?
Oh, Orion.
Yeah,
Oh,
We're in relation to
I'm making
Orion.
it weird.
Yeah.
if we need some positivity in Orion to like make the game work properly, I can be
negative.
positive.
But he's still doing he's still batting 3 for 5, so he has chances. So negative for Orion, that's a 7.
He's not going to be friends with himself.
You don't know that.
I got friends in the desert.
He can love himself.
Sometimes that popcorn does make him see things.
There you go.
How to listen.
And to be perfectly honest, the relationships aren't necessarily that negative. They're just weak. Like looking down the list, they look okay. So, 20. Already did this one. 18. Okay. 18. Frankie, you hurt this character years ago. Why can't you apologize?
Orion, how long have you been a vulture, popcorn vulture?
Whole life, born and raised.
Born and raised popcorn vulture. Your family came in. The car wasn't. The family van was having a tough time making the trip back and forth into the desert, and it was getting tough living without AC and everything. So brought the car into the shop, and when the car was in the shop, Frankie, being rather blunt, was just kind of like musing on how gaudy the paint job was, how, kind of unkempt it was. How can anybody, take such little care of not only their car, but their home? Unknowingly, you were placed just on the other side of this van, and you had painted this mural on the side of the van together with your parents.
Ooh. I like it.
That's rough.
And I can't apologize. I don't know. Maybe Frankie just isn't good at apologizing. Like you get the bluntness, and then she'll know she's wrong. Like I would assume that she knows that she's doing, like with Penny, for instance, is wrong. But maybe she just kind of feels like she's in too deep with that, and maybe kind of this. She just, I don't know, like it isn't good at apologizing.
Frankie's a girl.
Oh, you don't know that.
So basically, you're kind of like standing on one side, watching the van, like talking about the van, and then your dad's done fixing the van, and as it rolls away, you see Orion standing on the opposite side with a single tear on his face, and as he walks and gets inside the van and drives away with his family.
Yeah, and it's like I try to form words, I try to, but I just can't. So instead, I just walk away as well.
Okay.
Nothing but a trail of popcorn kernels but left behind.
All right. So another negative. Rolling the dice. It just says rolling the dice. There we go. 3. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, hit me.
What could make you betray this character? What could make you betray this character?
Enough money. Potentially. The reason why Dad works so hard and I work so hard in the shop is because we can't afford to hire additional help. And my mom has a lot of medical bills just piling up. Cancer.
Okay.
And so we're just like recycling all of our money just like back into medical bills. She didn't have insurance at the time when she had to begin chemo, something along those lines. But we're just like in the hole, consistently in the hole. And so money, I guess.
And it's mid-80s, so like cancer treatments aren't exactly like the most effective thing in the world. So it is really a money sink at this point. All right. Money for medical treatments. All right. Anything you would like to add or clarify?
I'm good for now.
Alrighty then. So next up we got Clay. Frankie, do you have a positive or negative relationship?
Negative.
12. How far would you go to avoid being alone with this character?
There's no such thing as too far. The accent is just so grating on the ears. I cannot like stand to be within like 25 feet of this person.
Okay.
I specifically overheard Clay like planning his classes last semester, and like the one class that we did share, and I went out of my way to take like every other class that I could to like just get out of seeing Clay. Whereas I would have taken like auto shop or something as an elective, I heard that he was taking auto shop to help repair the tractors on his daddy's farm or some nonsense. So I instead took like art or some nonsense that I'm not even interested in.
Wow. Okay. So to avoid being alone with him, you would be close enough to him that you would learn his schedule, and then
we have assigned seats in the class. What can I do?
Okay. So your limit is assigned seats.
Yes.
Okay. All right, then the second question. Already did that one. Already did that one. Here we go. Question number 9. What is the most dishonest thing you've seen this character do?
So, about around the time that Kimberly was first getting interested in Mr. Clay, what was it, a couple years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
And so, maybe a day or two before the rejection and her coming to Frankie to be consoled, like the whole worst day scenario. A couple days before that, Frankie went out with her dad to work on the tractors on the Clay last name family farm, and overheard Clay and his dad speaking with a completely typical accent. They actually don't have the accent at all.
Amazing. Amazing.
And when they thought that they were out of earshot, they were speaking normally, and that's why I just hate the accent, because I know it's fake, and that's why I'm keeping such an eye out on Kimberly, because it's
amazing. I love it. Clay, you have a big dad.
No, not currently.
All right. Sounds good. I'm excited to find out why you have fake accent. But we'll probably end up doing that in game, or when we get to your turn. It really depends. Fantastic. Well, Frankie, I think that ends your session here for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. Now we are down to Orion and Clay. I'm gonna roll D100. Let's see. Clay, 1 through 50. Orion, 51 through 100. Orion it is.
Hey.
Okay. So let's go ahead and start with Penny. Orion, do you have a positive or negative relationship with Penny?
Totally positive.
Positive.
Best friends.
All right. So question number 20. What did this character do for you that makes you owe them a debt you can't repay?
Ooh, wow. Ooh, okay. You gotta just give me a second.
Sure. Take much time as you
okay.
need.
Right. At one of the hunting time, I found a coyote in like a foot trap thing. I freed it.
Okay.
And the people who laid the trap were really angry and started chasing after me, and she helped me escape.
Wow, okay. Penny, how did you help Orion? let me clarify something. Orion, how long ago was this?
Maybe this was. Oh. Still there?
Yeah, we're still here. We can hear.
Oh, okay, sorry, things muted out for a second. Actually, about this. This is how we became friends as kids.
So
okay.
me helping you escape.
Yeah.
Okay. What age? Like
This was as kids.
as
so-
kids, right? But like 8, 9.
How about 8?
About 8.
Yeah.
Helped you escape. My family is prominent in this town, so they're kind of obligated to go on this hunt. And since I was young, I like had to stay in the car, you know, while they went and did their thing, because I wasn't going to join them. They couldn't make me. But I saw him like running by. Well, I saw him in the distance being chased. And so I waited till he got close. I opened the car door, pulled him in and shut it, and we hid in the floorboards of the car.
In the floorboards of the car?
I mean,
I
we
see.
were
Like,
small
you
enough.
you
Like, we
you crawl
ducked down. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. I like it. I like it. All right. So let me roll your second. It's going to be a negative. Nine. Already did that one. We might be hitting this wall early.
We went through a lot of negative questions.
We did.
Are there only 20 total?
Yeah, there's only 20 questions total. So if we don't have any I don't knows, then we're going to double up a little bit.
And you can like search through.
But it's okay. I have another one. I have another one that we haven't answered yet. So, how far would you go to make this character suffer?
Oh my gosh.
What question number is this?
16. It's whatever the roll number is on the.
I just missed hearing it.
Oh, you're fine. How far would you go to make this character suffer?
Okay. If I could twist this one a bit.
Please.
So, what is it? Since that time where she protected me from the hunters, as well as, you know, confiding in me this time of like feeling trapped, wanting to escape kind of thing, I really tried to push her to come to the bonfire kind of thing. Even though at this point she's really resistant, I have this like fixated thought of deep down she's this quail just waiting to break free and fly.
Okay. All right. So you're willing to go just.
I practically want to drag her to the bonfire.
Okay. You're willing to continue to pester her with like invitations to go to the bonfire, even though at this point it's making her so.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, that's a good one. All right, Penny, thank you. Unless you have anything to add.
That's good.
All right. Next up, we have Kimberly.
Oh,
Positive or negative relationship with Kimberly?
negative.
Negative.
Is a bleaching animal killer.
Already did that one. me just read through these, see which ones we haven't done yet.
I think you've done number 1.
You're right, I have not done number 1. All right, Orion. What did this character do in the past that you still resent them for? What did this character do in the past that you still resent them for?
But you put that in the Frankie section.
Oh, did I really? Oh, I'm sorry.
I can...
Usually I scroll to like the next character. I messed up. There you go. What did this character do in the past that you still resent them for?
He killed my pet rabbit in a hunt.
She killed your pet rabbit in a hunt.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were just going on an innocent nature walk in the forest together.
And she pulled out a Glock and killed your pet rabbit?
I just heard a horrible noise and down he went. Dandelion the rabbit.
Okay, I got it. I thought you went on a nature walk with Kimberly.
No. We having a nice time.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, I was walking with my rabbit.
Got it.
What was your rabbit's name?
Dandelion.
Dandelion.
You killed Dandelion. Monster.
Oops.
As you're walking down this beautiful path, you find yourself really close to and as your bunny just hops over to the river to get a little drink of water, you just viscera and red mist coat the water, as you now know why. You are no longer at Copper Creek. You were in Iron Creek. And you understand its name. As you shed a single tear, you look up and you see Kimberly standing there with a 14 millimeter. I'm joking, not 14 millimeter, like a Glock or some other gun. I don't know what guns are.
Can this happen at a young age?
Sure, like 6.
I was gonna say like 7, like a year before the trap thing.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
And that's what drove me to do it.
Okay, sounds good.
I got something in my eye. I got some tears.
Kimberly, how could you? Do you have anything to add?
I totally thought it was not a pet. I didn't see him there. So, and like, who goes on a walk with a rabbit?
You would say that.
Everyone in my family did it.
Oh boy. Maybe there's something else I needed to take away.
Let me roll again. This time I'm just gonna go over the list. Actually, I may just use some questions from the you don't know section and just spin it as negatives, just so we have a little bit of variety. Oh, okay, that'll work. Orion. Oh, that is not the place where I'm supposed to put that. There we go. Why are so many townspeople afraid of this character?
Yeah, I wonder. I am not afraid to extend my position. I will constantly talk to people about the wonders of the bonfire and in people's face, urging them to stay away from the hunt.
No, wait, what?
Into this madness.
Why are so many townspeople afraid of Kimberly?
Oh, Kimberly.
Yeah.
Kimberly. Okay. All right. Maybe it's because she was so capable with arms at a young age.
I like that one. That's good.
Yeah.
Super capable with weapons at a young age. Okay, that's pretty good.
Squeamish when it came to dying screaming bunnies.
The bunny didn't get a chance to scream.
Probably not. You never know.
Squeaks.
It was there one moment. It was there one moment. The next was just missed. All right. Thank you, Kimberly. Next up, we've got Frankie. Positive or negative relationship? Or do you know Frankie?
Well, I overheard that thing she insulted about my childhood. So I guess negative.
Negative. All right. 17. All right. This will work as a negative question. What do you hope to learn about this character to manipulate them? What do you hope to learn about this character to manipulate them?
So, I'm gonna say I really don't know his family situation. I hope to find something to tug at his strings the way he did mine about a family issue.
Okay.
Not really being aware of his full situation.
So you don't know, and you want to find out my family situation to hurt me with it?
Just damage some family thing that's precious to you.
Man.
Get some exact revenge.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Go and write that down. And then you said negative, so another negative question. I will roll and look one up. 14. Ooh, I like this. Who does this character have a very public feud with? Who does Frankie have a very public feud with? Remember, it doesn't need to be a player. It could be some other.
I'm gonna say my parents.
Your parents.
Yeah. The times they take the van into the shop. We have a loose running tab with the dad. For some reason, the dad has a soft spot for my parents. But given his situation, or given Ricky's situation, the whole family situation, Ricky is really upset about this and continues to take jabs at us and our lifestyles.
Okay. All right.
And us freeloaders and stuff.
All right. Frankie, anything you want to add or expand upon?
No, I like that.
All right. Go ahead and write that down. We are nearly done. We have one more player to go through these questions. Then everyone has to answer personal questions about themselves. Really be introspective about these things. And then, after that's done, we will start the game. At least give you a teaser of what the game is supposed to be. So, last question from Orion to Clay. Orion, do you have a positive or negative relationship with Clay?
Positive.
Positive relationship, right. 11. Why do you have a bond with this character that can never be broken? Why do you have a bond with this character that can never be broken?
A love for the farm animals. I often visit his farm to take care of cows. You have horses too, Clay?
Of course.
Cows and horses. Help take care of them.
Okay. I like it. Ranch hand assistant to the Clay family. Not that Clay is your last name, it's just easier to say that. That's good. But all positive relationships have their negatives. So, nope, that won't work. Ooh, I like this. Number 19 from the I don't know section. What scandal in the town was this character involved with? What scandal in the town was this character involved with?
Rumors of his parents using chemicals to enhance their chickens, produce more eggs.
Chemically enhanced chickens.
Enhanced chickens.
Yes.
To improve egg flow. I like it.
Say egg flow again.
Anything you would like to add, Clay?
Well, first I'm gonna say egg flow again.
You've said it
Now
twice.
you've said it twice.
Egg flow. So that's a touchy subject with my family, because just because we use medicine when our chickens are ill doesn't mean we're trying to enhance them.
Is your public facing answer.
Correct.
I like it. Oh, thank you for using egg flow, Orion. I appreciate it. All right, Orion, your gauntlet is over. Last but not least, we have Clay. Clay, I'm gonna roll D100. 1 to 100. It's Clay. It's rolling. 49. Clay, you're up. Your mic is not picking up for me.
I'm writing out my last answer.
Okay, got it. All right. Clay. Let's start with, oh, you changed it up on me. On your list, the first one's Frankie. All right, so let's start with Frankie. Say something again, Clay? I can't hear you.
All right.
I don't hear you.
Right here, saying words.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go. Okay.
All right. So, starting with Frankie, let me switch this music back to something else. Oops, I just doubled it up. There we go. So, do you have a positive or negative relationship with Frankie?
Positive.
Positive? Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Let's roll. 18. What's your first memory of this character? What's your first memory of Frankie?
My first memory of Frankie. Well, I'd have to say when we were just little ones, maybe 4, 5, around there. And we were in kindergarten together. And we would swing on the seesaw.
You would swing on the seesaw?
You would swing on the seesaw?
We would swing on the seesaw.
Okay.
I might be remembering it wrong. I remember a seesaw.
Okay. So your first memory of Frankie is both of you on a seesaw.
Yeah.
All right. Frankie, anything you'd like to add or expand upon?
No, I want to see where he's going with this.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Next question. With all positive, there are negatives. So I will roll 3. Nope. Can't use that one. 15. Nope. Already did that one. It's literally the same number as the last one. All right, this will work. Clay, why don't you want to associate with this character? Why don't you want to associate with this character?
Trouble associating with Frankie ever since Frankie took Kimberly's side when I went to confront her. Frankie knew that Kimberly was going after me real heavy, calling me, leaving notes in my locker. She changed her class schedule so she could have classes with. That's why when I was doing my classes last year, I was going to take auto shop, but I ended up taking art class and then taking classes in auto shop from Frankie's dad.
Wait, hang on, I got lost. So my dad teaches auto shop now. Okay, hang on.
No. Your dad doesn't teach auto shop. He's just teaching me.
Okay.
Personally.
He's giving private lessons to Clay.
Lessons.
Okay.
Because he thought that you...
Kimberly was still trying to take a class with me, and so auto shop was the only one left. She took that one, and I switched to art.
Wait, so you're in the same art class as Frankie?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Oh.
So in not wanting to associate with Kimberly or Frankie, you ended up associating with Frankie.
I find it hard because they took Kimberly's side.
Got it. So go ahead and write that down. Frankie, you are complete.
Beautiful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up, Penny.
Positive.
You have a positive relationship. Okay. Positives. Nope. Nope. Sorry, rolling and getting repeat questions. Nope, did that one already. Isn't that literally the same number as before? Okay. Question number 5. Come on, highlight. There we go. Question number 5. Oops. There we go. What role did this character play in the best day of your life? Clay, what was the best day? And why did Penny help so much?
Well, you see, I'm part of the 4-H club at school. That's the Farmin' Club.
Understood.
Right. And so I had to enter one of my calves into a county fair.
Okay.
She was the only one of my friends who went and saw the competition, and we won the blue ribbon.
So your calf won a blue ribbon at the county, and Penny was there to watch.
Yep.
That's very kind. Write that down. For every positive, there is a negative. Rolling d20. This might take me a while to find something. Nope, can't do that one. Nope, can't do that one. Huh. All right, let's try this one out. Ugh, keep doing that. There you go. Based on what you know, how is this character different from the rest of their family? Based on what Clay knows, how's Penny different from the rest of her family?
Penny seems to be more creative than the rest of her family.
Okay. Anything you want to add to that, or?
Yes, I mean, well, she's a senior, or going to be a senior. She's in my art class, and I sat behind her and I saw her last painting. It was beautiful.
Okay, so Penny's good at painting. Understood. Penny is good at painting. Alrighty then. Penny, I think that wraps it up for you.
It does.
Alrighty then. Next up, we got Kimberly. Positive or negative with Kimberly?
Positive.
Yeah, because everything's resolved, right? Alright. 6. Oh, back pocket. Alright. It's the same one. It wants me to do this question. We're gonna, nope, reroll. There we go. Okay, this is a nice one. Maybe. Next one, we'll find out. Alright, so, Clay. What would losing this character mean to you?
A great sadness.
A great sadness in losing this character? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I mean, sure, she stalked me for a couple of years,
Sure.
but we were friends growing up.
Yeah, what's a little bit of stalking amongst friends?
Right. We were real close.
Alright, so, great sadness. And then for your negative question, rolling a d20. 8. Nope, can't use that one. That doesn't make any sense. Also doesn't make any sense. All right, I think I know what this one says. Clay, what terrible loss did this character suffer? What terrible loss did Kimberly suffer?
Her mom died.
Kimberly's mom died. How recently? What was that? You cut.
About 3 or 4 months ago.
Whoa, that is fresh.
Woo!
That is fresh. Kimberly, anything you'd like to add or expand upon?
It was unexpected.
How so? Well, did she die of illness? Did she die of like a
I
freak
don't.
train accident?
I was gonna say we just didn't know the cause. All of a sudden, she just up and died.
Okay, so she was like just walking around perfectly one day and then she just dropped?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Mysterious death of
Mysterious
Kimberly's
death.
mother. All right. So go ahead and write that down. And Kimberly, you're free. Until we get to your personal questions. So, Orion. This last question is for Orion. Do you have a positive or negative relationship with Orion?
Positive.
Positive. Okay. Let me pull that up. Two. I might just have to dig here. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. This is a good one. I think this is a fitting question. All right, Clay. What do you and this character have a mutual weird love of?
Well, it's got to be fresh milk from a cow.
Fresh, warm milk from a cow.
Yeah.
Like within a minute of milking the cow.
Yes. Straight from the bucket.
Oh.
Straight from the bucket. Heck, you can skip the bucket altogether.
Well, we don't tell people that.
Of course.
More nutrients that way.
It's like eating the potato with the skin. Only in this case, it's milk. Directly from a bucket. That warm frothiness.
Yep.
Alrighty then. Last question for the relationship questions section. It's a negative question. It's kind of a negative question. I don't think I can do that one. I'll just look. Oh, here we go. What bad thing have you heard about this character that you can't believe is true? It's just mystifying that this is true.
Do I know that it's true? I just don't want to believe it, or
Yes.
Okay.
What bad thing have you heard about this character that you can't believe is true? It's not an easy one. It's a difficult
Yeah. I need a minute. I have two like germs of an idea that I'm trying to make work.
Folks on Twitch, we are nearing the end of the relationship questions. I promise you, it will be worth it. This is more of a prequel. This is more of a prequel question and answer thing.
If Clay would hold
I
up the
love this
proceedings.
process.
The process is great. It just takes a long time to put it all together, but it really does help the role play.
This was exactly what happened the first times.
Yeah.
But some of these questions are tough.
I think I really wish it weren't true, but I know it is. Orion took $150 out of the till at Frankie's parents' garage.
Ooh.
How do you know this?
I was there.
Wait. Okay.
I tried to stop him, but by the time he had already grabbed the money, he had gotten into the van and his parents drove away. I was working with Frankie's dad on the van.
So the mural painting thing, how recent was that?
Oh, I don't know. It was before I was working at the shop.
Okay, so it was a recent occurrence that they were getting a tune-up at Frankie's shop, and Orion took a little bit of money, a lot of bit of money. That's a lot of money for 80s. That's a pretty penny.
Don't insult my paintings.
Wow.
For someone very laid back, you've got a lot of vengeance to work through.
Yeah.
That's $340 today dollars.
$340 today dollars.
Whoa!
I haven't talked to Orion since.
That's like 2 chemo sessions in the 80s.
Dang.
But maybe Orion wasn't aware of that fact.
Keep hanging on, Mom.
It just got icy.
Oof.
Wow.
Okay, so, Orion, I think that just about does it. All right, guys, we made it through the relationship questions. How's everyone feeling? These will be your characters for the next few sessions. We'll have to work on the interpersonal relationships here, just a little bit. But that's okay, because now we need to talk about questions about you. Let's see.
Can we maybe take a short break?
Yeah.
Never.
I think I need to refresh the computer stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. We will take another break. I'm gonna read a couple things from the comments here real quick. We have, I want everyone to have an accent. Can I root for who to start dating?
Sure. That sounds fun.
No, this is my favorite. Parent dead, must be playing rogue. That's some good stuff. So we will be right back with the last bits of the character world and character creation, and then we will start the game. Be right back.
Cool.
All right, and we are back from break. So we have just finished up with our relationship questions, and we are about to go into personal questions. This process is a little bit faster. It's just a couple of questions for each of the players, and then we will head into the game. Since Penny, you had to go first with the relationship questions, Clay, we'll start with your personal questions. What was your trope?
Young provider.
Young provider.
Yep.
All right, so I got 2 questions for you. All right, so question 1. How has working to support your family improved you as a person?
Well, it's taught me responsibility, commitment, and how to care for others.
That's good. Go ahead and write that down. So that was your first question. Your second question. What have you had to give up for your family?
Well, you see, my oldest brother was supposed to take over the family farm, but he decided to go elsewhere and after leaving college. My older sister, she graduated about a year, almost 2 years ago. She doesn't want to take over the family farm either. She wants to go to, like, California or some other place. I don't really have the luxury of thinking of those other things.
So you've kind of had to give up the life of going out and seeing the world?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I would say I've given up the idea of thinking that there was anything else.
Okay. That's a good answer. Thank you very much for your honesty, Clay. Next up, Orion. If I remember correctly, your trope was laid back slacker?
Yeah.
All right. So 2 questions for you. What do you do that always lightens your friends' moods?
Give everyone a flower.
Give everyone
Dandelion.
Okay, all right. Give everyone a dandelion. I like it. So, second question. What does being in the sidekick role frustrate? What does being in the sidekick role frustrate you? When does it? Sorry. When does being in the sidekick role frustrate you?
When does being in the sidekick role?
Oh, I am sorry. I'm reading the wrong question. That is not the question I was supposed to ask. The question I am supposed to ask is, what are you willing to go the extra mile for? As a laid-back slacker, what are you willing to go the extra mile for?
Have people see the world the way I do. Is deep in my heart, I believe that they'll be lifted above all their problems if they do.
Okay, I like it. Thank you, Orion. Frankie,
Hi.
what was your trope?
Blue collar worker.
Blue collar worker. To what extent do you enjoy the work you do?
The work itself it's just kind of about the money at this point. Kind of like a means to an end. So, it's not really about like dollars made. It's about, I guess, like treatments done, and like kind of getting to that goal. And maybe, though it's kind of gotten to the point where the work itself is a little bit therapeutic, like working on a car, working on bicycles or whatever it is, like late at night, to bring in a few extra dollars, like all the problems sort of melt away for a little bit.
Okay.
But it's not like Frankie has this like deep love for any of it.
All right. Then I guess question 2. What would it mean for you to lose your...
Frankie, or probably have a complete mental breakdown if that happened like right now, because losing the job would either mean her mom died and they don't need the money anymore, or like the shop is closing because they're not getting it, in which case like it's not just like mom, like the whole family's doomed at that point. Or like a very sudden losing the job would be very bad. Otherwise, on the flip side, losing their job could mean like the freedom of not being trapped, of having to, like work here to bring in more money, and mom is cured. So I guess it just kind of depends on
the situation. Okay. I think the question takes a spin on more of like being laid off or fired because it's a blue-collar worker. But I like both of your interpretations pretty well. Mm-hmm. All right. Kimberly.
Mm-hmm.
I believe yours was Popular Kid?
Yep.
All right. So question 1. Beyond people wanting to impress you and the social capital that brings, what do you like about being popular?
I like that it kind of helps me avoid being in negative groups at school. Like I kind of get out of being bullied because I have like kind of the more popular people around me, and the bullies don't tend to mess with us as much. It's a confidence booster. I feel important and I feel needed. Yeah.
All right. Question 2. How do you treat the unpopular kids?
I'm nice to them. I guess sometimes I can look down on them a little bit, but for the most part, I like them. I still want to be their friend, and I want to help them feel the same confidence that I feel.
Okay. So from your perspective, you're nice to them.
Yeah.
Understood. Go ahead and write that down.
Oh.
It should be on the bottom part where it says trope here.
Got it.
And the last questions for Penny. I believe yours was Plastic Beauty?
Yes.
How does it feel to have others think that you're beautiful but terrible?
Having beauty, like having them see beauty and terror, it's like what they see. Like if you have one, they're gonna find a way to see the other, and it just pays to go with it.
Okay. What do you sacrifice to remain beautiful?
I think time, because it takes time to make this happen, and honesty, because you're not going to you're gonna let people think that this is easy and that it's natural, and then comfort, because it's not always comfortable.
All right. That was fairly painless, guys. Thank you for your responses. Now, We got to do some extra stuff to round out your characters. Totally. At the top of your Google Drive sheet, you'll see a section that says motivation. Go ahead and write something that motivates your character. Then also place a fear for yourself. We don't want to make this public. I will know what your fears are. I'll know what your motivations are. And we will find those as we scurry through the adventure. When you have time... Go ahead.
Did I change mine then? I fear.
Let me check.
I mean, I think the one that you... Oh, because you told Saul.
I mean, you can keep it. If you want to add another one, you can.
Maybe I'll add a parenthesis.
Oh. That's a good parentheses. I like it.
Okay.
All right. So after you have a motivation and a fear...
I have a question about the motivation.
Sure.
In what sense are we talking? Like, what kind of motivations are we looking at here?
Motivations in life, like how you move through the day, how you hold yourself.
Okay.
What motivates you from day to day?
Okay.
As Kimberly.
I'll think about that for a second.
That's fine. You guys have access to these drives. You can update and change anything at will.
Okay.
And then go ahead and put in a flaw, if you guys could. A little something about yourselves. Like descriptions of what you look like and stuff. That'll help me make little doodle tokens for you guys. We are not sponsored. Sorry, I had to say that. I've been drinking Pepsi this entire time. And then let's talk about perks. Let's go down the line here real quick and say which perks we have chosen. Basically, if you're a teenager, you immediately get the rebellious perk. And then you get to pick two other perks that kind of pertain to your... So, Frankie, did you choose a couple of perks?
I chose... What did I choose? Rebellious, Prepared, and I took... If this is all right, I was going to do Skilled at, like, fixing bikes.
Oh, yeah, that works perfectly.
Yeah. So I guess those are going to be my two, and then the Rebellious is the freebie, right? It doesn't count towards your total two.
Yeah. All right, so that's Frankie. Next up, Clay.
I'm gonna get how many again?
So you immediately get Rebellious. So you already have Rebellious. So you get to choose two more from your trope list.
I'm gonna go with Tough and Easygoing.
Tough and Easygoing. Sounds good. Go ahead and write those down under perks. Next up, we've got Kimberly. Kimberly, what perks did you choose?
Did I miss where we find the perks? Or are we talking about, like, personality?
It's under strengths, possible strengths.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I chose those. I chose loyal and easygoing.
Okay. So you have Rebellious, Loyal, and Easygoing.
Awesome.
All right, and Orion?
I don't have perks.
Oh, here, let me pull up the list for you. Your trope was laid back slacker, so your possible ones are, you're going to have Rebellious regardless. So you can have Cool Under Pressure, Easygoing, Skilled at Something, Treasure Hunter, Unassuming, and Wealthy.
I'm gonna do Cool Under Pressure.
Okay.
And like, I kind of talked to you about before it being skilled at using natural resources. Could that be categorized into?
Sure. The skill that's survival.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So we have that. Now let's talk about what's in your guys' backpacks. You guys get to choose 5 items that would fit inside of a backpack. And then 2 things that would be intangible, some resource that doesn't necessarily fit in a backpack. It's just something that you're able to do naturally. Whether it's your parents don't like focus on you too much, so you can like stay out late, or you have a place to go to that's safe. That kind of intangible thing that you can pull upon during the game.
And we get to choose these?
Yes. Just think about what you want in your backpack. 5 objects. If you have questions about those objects, you can go and ask me and I'll tell you. Assume you already have some money in your backpack, so you don't have to write down money. Bare necessities like school supplies, you already have those. You don't have to deal with that. It's 5 special items that you can use during the game.
Does this also count what we have in our pockets? Like, for instance, if I have like a pocket knife.
I'm going to say that we can just assume that that's just in your pocket. I'm not going to say if the knife is big enough, like a Bowie knife or something, that would have to be in a backpack, then it would be an item in the backpack.
Okay.
But it's fair to assume that Clay would have a pocket knife in his pocket.
Yeah.
Also, did you want my perks? Because I don't think I gave them to you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Here.
Yes, please. What are your perks?
Rebellious, cool under pressure, and intuitive.
Thank you. All right. So when you have yours, just like raise your hand or say something, and we'll go over your list. And then by next session, I'll make sure to have more music, so it's not rotating on the same 5 songs.
Oh, I didn't really notice. It's just a really nice vibe.
Yeah, I felt it was pretty chill. Everyone can hear the music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. For those of you still with us on Twitch, thank you for watching our first ever episode of That Washington Sound Live. We are probably going to be doing this format more regularly now that since this pandemic that's been going on has us kind of locked in to our homes. We can't really like get together, record these sessions, and put them out there. But at least this gives us a chance to play the game. So thanks for sticking with us. We're very close to the beginning of the game. At the very least, whenever someone's not talking, you can just kind of use this channel as a lo-fi beats type deal.
O'Neill, can you go over the intangible resources again?
So an intangible resource is something that you're able to draw upon during the game that's not necessarily a thing. So let's say that your parents are like aloof and stuff, so they're not really paying attention to what you do, so you can like come and go as you please. You don't have like a curfew that you have to be back at home by, or anything like that. Or like maybe your family's rich, so you have a vast amount of money that you can draw upon, or you can buy objects that aren't necessarily something that a normal kid would be able to buy. Like let's say you need transport out of town for some reason, you can purchase a car. Like that's not something a normal kid would be able to do. You can draw upon it from your intangible resource.
Okay.
Or like let's say your family has like they're like locksmiths, so you have the ability to break into things without anyone detecting. You know, like it really depends on what you want to bring from your backstory to your intangible resource.
Okay. Do I have to choose this now, or can I think on it?
It's something we have to establish before the game starts.
Okay.
Anyone ready to share theirs? Or at least some of theirs?
I think so. I mean, I can go. I have stuff, so.
All right.
Do you want the stuff that's in the backpack and the intangible resources, or just?
Yes.
Okay. So for the backpack, I mean, I just have like a nail file kit, a makeup compact, a comb. Was Walkman, was that like the big thing? Things from the
86. Internet's cutting out again.
I think you dropped for me.
You guys hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I can hear
Yes.
you now. Yeah.
Sorry, I dropped out for a second. My internet just kind of... So I think Walkman were in the 80s, am I right? Yeah, so
Yeah,
that should be
they were
okay.
definitely popular.
So, yeah. I've got to find my place because the computer did something weird.
Yeah, I think our Wi-Fi just dropped momentarily there.
Ellie, did you say you were going to share your stuff?
yes. So, trying to find it now.
So, so far you had said nail file kit, makeup compact, comb, Walkman.
Yeah, that's what I got right now. And then the intangible, if I'm allowed to do this now, like my family owns the mine.
Oh, okay.
So I have money resource / connections because of that. But it's on my mom's side, so my last name is not Anderson, but it's through her family that we have that.
Okay. All right. Does that make you, like, related to the town drunk?
Copper Pete?
Does that technically...
Probably. He owned the first mine, not necessarily the most successful one.
Sure, but Copper Pete is still, like, a descendant of the... Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
He has
Yeah.
the first mine. I'm gonna say no. Like his family had the first mine, but like my family had their own, and ours is still
Yeah, that's fair.
good.
All right, so we got Penny's stuff. Do you have another intangible, or was that it?
I'm gonna say that my family owns like a little spot of land, like adjacent to the mine that it doesn't have anything. We just still own it, so I use that as my like personal retreat area.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so we've got Penny's stuff in her backpack. Who wants to go next? Anyone got something?
I got stuff.
I can go. Huh?
Go ahead.
In the backpack, an adjustable bike wrench,
Okay.
engine grease, or some sort of grease,
Yeah.
shop towel, partially used,
Okay.
keys to the family shop,
Okay.
and a flashlight, like a small, like working on an engine flashlight.
All right.
And then intangible, I can be at the shop late and, kind of like enter and exit as needed because, it is the family and Dad probably, wouldn't ask questions on what I'm working on, or he doesn't ask questions on what I would be working on.
Fair.
Or if I was there late working on whatever it is. So long as I'm getting, the work done that I'm getting paid to do.
Yeah.
And then because of working there and having of worked there for a time, I know the ins and outs of a lot of people's cars and a lot of kids' bikes around the town.
That is incredibly useful. That's good. That's really good. All right, Frankie. Thank you. So we got Penny and Frankie down. Who's next?
I guess I can go.
Okay. Orion, what do you got?
In my backpack,
Yeah.
I got a bag of popcorn,
A bag of popcorn, all right. Like
hacky sack,
Okay.
paint kit,
Okay.
photo.
A photo?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was thinking of like a small handheld like telescope thing.
Like one of those things that sailors use?
But actually,
Like a viewfinder?
what's the other thing called? The color one.
Oh, a kaleidoscope?
Yeah,
Kaleidoscope?
I'll do that.
Okay.
All right.
So you've got a kaleidoscope?
And intangible resources. Can always get popcorn.
That's fair.
I have little parental supervision, so I can be out and about at many times and locations. And being good with animals give me too much power.
Not necessarily. You're just naturally good with animals.
I
All
do
right.
that too.
Sounds good.
All right, I have a question.
Of course.
Could one of my intangibles just be access to my family shack?
The access to the gun shack?
Yeah. Or do I need a key for that?
No, that's fair. You can have access to the family gun shack.
That's one of my intangibles too.
I know.
Apparently.
No good.
All right, I'm ready for my. If you're ready for me.
Yeah, go for it.
So in my bag, I have some rope.
Okay.
I have some bandages.
Okay.
I have some really heavy-duty pruners.
Like
Like
prune
scissors?
the big old choppy things?
No, they're like handheld, but like you can cut through like a barbed wire or something like that.
Okay.
Binoculars
All right.
and a flashlight.
Alrighty then.
And then my intangibles are I have free movement because my parents just say, hey, go do this, go do that, and they don't check on me or anything. They already know I'll get it done.
Okay.
My uncle owns the like farm supply / feed store in the center of town,
Okay.
and I have access to farm animals.
Sounds good.
You know,
It'll pair well with Orion's abilities.
well, whenever you need like a stampede.
I mean, that's fair. You never know.
Yeah.
All right. And last but not least, Kimberly. What do you have?
So I have a mirror,
Mm-hmm.
a small hunting scope.
Of course.
That's okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. A snare kit, like just
like
like
like a drum snare kit, or like
what?
a drum snare kit, or like a snare kit.
like to catch animals, like just like the wire. That
No,
I
I know. I'm
Is
just
that
messing
possible?
with you. Yeah, that's totally possible.
Cool. Okay. Snare kit.
No, she just carries a snare drum with her all the time.
All the time. Always.
It's within
In the
character.
hunt.
A flashlight and protein bars.
All right, so you got a flashlight and some woodchuck bars.
Woodchuck
Oh no, I
bars.
said
Woodchuck
protein
bars.
I said protein
It
bars.
has to be woodchuck.
No woodchuck bars.
I knew you guys were gonna go there.
like-
And then my intangibles.
I wonder what an 80s woodchuck bar commercial would sound like.
Oh, I already have it in my head.
Oh man.
Okay. And for
my-
intangibles?
My intangibles, whereas my parents used to be like super strict on me, Dad is too distraught and driven by grief to really pay much attention to me right now and my whereabouts.
Sure.
And of course, access to my shack.
Okay. Sounds good.
And my autocorrect changed it to Fun Shack instead of Gun Shack. So,
It's fun for you, right?
it's fun for me. It's great.
Down to the fun shack.
Fun Shack. Woo.
All right, guys. Well, I think that just about does it for character and world building. Is there anything you guys would like to add before we give you guys last names?
Yeah, I didn't give my dad a job.
So you're a popular kid, so
Uh-huh.
your dad could be someone fairly prominent in the town if you want.
Sure, let's do that. Why not? He owns a gun shop. So, when it's hunting season, everyone goes to that one. How's that?
That actually works out really well.
Perfect.
All right. So, last names. Who would like to give themselves a last name first?
Ooh.
I'm Penny Marin.
Penny Marin?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead and write that down. And if you could change your little placard to have the full name. All right, who wants to go next?
Well, howdy, everybody. My name's Clay Owens.
Clay Owens. To change the name on the placard, you go to the little gear and then your name, add the last bit and then hit save.
I'm gonna go with Frankie Moss.
Frankie Moss. Very nice.
Hold on. Guys, I was gonna go for like a Kimberly Lute, but how do you
Lute? Like
Lute.
Lute?
that works? And it's telling me it's wrong. Oh.
Or Loot?
Either way, doesn't matter.
Well, I think it's I think it's Lute, but I think that works.
Lute?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that looks better.
Kimberly Lute, Clay Owens, Frankie Moss, Penny Marin, and
I don't have a last name.
Makes sense.
Okay, that works. I like it. So, we have 30 minutes left before the end of the stream. So we will. Do we want to take a break now, or do we want to just push on through to the end?
Break
Feel
now
okay.
might be a or not, whatever.
If we want to break, we can break.
We can do a quick 3-minute break, so that at 10 o'clock we have 30 minutes to do the starter of the episode, and then we can decide on what the next section, when we're going to play next. So let's go ahead and take a quick 3-minute break. At 10 o'clock, we'll be right back for more of That Washington Sound.